Oh boy. Long day today. It's doggone cold outside. Got this jacket on, got the heat on. I'm hot, I'm cold. Got the window open, got the window closed. I still got a bunch of stuff to do for the day. Okay, welcome back to Daniel the Handyman's world. Let's flip these bricks. Just left the library. Had to sit down and take some personal time and get some things handled. So now I'm about to run some errands and go pay some bills. I tell you what, we've been living in a hard time. I know I've been going through it. Business have been so down with this economy, falling right in the midst of my slow season. Put me in a bind. I almost lost my house 2 times this year. I lost 2 vehicles, but I ain't never gonna get this business world up. It's in my blood. I did a big project a couple years ago, and I'm still feeling the repercussions from that job. It's like when you take your last little bit of money to pay subcontractors and buy material, and then the client you're working for get a product and they don't pay you. That can really mess some things up in business. It has set me back. And in this particular situation, it's not about going to court and suing and all that. I actually let my time expire listening to the manager give me these runarounds telling me that I'm going to get paid after all the investors get paid back and stuff like that. But you know something? That club Studio 72 is still jumping. Hear it on the radio every weekend. They're making a lot of money. At least that's what it looks like. They could have paid my balance. They could have paid my subcontractor's balance for doing all the countertops on all the bars that I built. And my other sub that built the entertainment systems behind the bars that hold the fish tanks and things of that nature. But it's all good though. We ain't gonna worry about that. This is a new day and time and a new year. So the purpose of this is to talk about how I'm going to pull out of this situation. It's interesting when you watch the bailout and you actually one of the people that need to be bailed out, and you sitting there saying like, all this money, where's it going to? Because my bank is giving me a hard time, so did my bank get any of that money? I don't think so. Actually, the bank that got my mortgage is one of the banks that's struggling right now. They may go under. Somebody else will buy my loan though. I got about 20 grand behind in my mortgage. It's tough out here. But hey, that's what I signed up for. As an entrepreneur, I've been homeless plenty of times. It has its ups and it has its downs, but its ups sure make you feel good, and you don't think about those downs. You know what's interesting is that this time I filed bankruptcy and everything to save my assets. Nobody in my circle is even there to help me, and am I mad? No, I'm not. Because you realize when you down and out, who really got your back. I've been through a lot. I've done a lot for a lot of people. I have stepped in the aid of people without them even asking me. And I sat and watched the closest people around me just watch me go under. Despite, I got 4 kids, little ones, 5 years old, 4 years old, 2 years old, and 6 months. You would think it would be some concern from your neighbors as your family and your friends to say, hey, you know, this is spiritual guidance, not financially. I don't ask nobody for nothing. But I did learn who my friends were. And guess what? I ain't losing my house. It was $20,000 behind. I sent out an email to about 20 people I know. Probably 3 people responded. And one of them actually loaned me $8,000 to pay my mortgage. And it was a client of mine's that I have done a few projects for that know my character and capabilities. The closest people to me and the people that know me, they didn't even respond to my email. They didn't even call me back to say, hey, are you okay? I don't have the money to loan you, but if you need a place to lay your head, you and the kids will come over here. None of that. But that one client said, you know what? Daniel's good for it. She responded to my email. And 2 days later, she cut me a check for $8,000, which is a blessing. Now, my house was scheduled to go up for sale on January 6th. That tell me it was not meant for me to lose that house, but I need to regroup because for the last 2 years, I spent hundreds of thousands of dollars hanging out with friends and cousins, spending all my money up in the strip club, and that wasn't even my character. I didn't even enjoy myself there. But I did it for them because that's what they like to do. We'd get off work, we'd go have a drink or two. You know, I'll give them a stack of ones and let them throw them at the females. I sat at the bar and got my drink on. I came to realize that I was neglecting my own household, my own family. Even though I was taking care of my kids and paying my bills and stuff like that, I was giving my money out in the street. And I was running the streets instead of at home with my family. So it's almost like in the midst of that, the rug was pulled up under my feet and all them luxuries went. But it took me a year to realize what mistake that I was making and the people that I was affecting. And now I'm back at it again. Now I'm back focused like I was when I first started this business. And this time, I will not get unfocused by allowing people to come into my lives and change my direction and my vision and put all this money in my face and make me believe that they're my friend. Because as soon as I start going down, them people disappeared. Women, men, you name it. Investors, friends, family, they all show me the same thing. The same people's gonna come around when I get cut that $1 million check from my TV network. Interesting. But I still don't hate them though, because I'm actually better. They made me better. I went my whole life without asking anybody for anything. And always did for everybody else. But you know what? Unique Impression Construction is going to survive through Daniel, the handyman's world, and flip these bricks. Thank you, and have a nice day.